It's Joy, and it's time for a Friday Live. So this is going to be day number 2 of my going live for my Facebook Go Live. Change it up a little bit, and some days I'll be on Facebook and some days I'll be on Instagram. So if you would like to know what my Instagram handle is, it is Stamp with Joy Nelson, and you can find me there. So yeah, so no comments, nobody's got on board yet, but this is the Z-fold card that we are going to make, and it's going to be really great because I'm going to show you how to put this little die together. So I'm using the Sending Love stamp set and the Sending Love dies again. So they have all these great dies. So I'm using the dies that you can use to make a die cut little mailbox. So I'm using those dies today. So I'm also using some of the designer series paper that you can get for free with a $50 order here in the United States. It is the Most Adored paper, and it's really beautiful. It has a white and gold on one side, and then has all these gorgeous patterns on the other side. Some are Valentine's-y and lovey, and some are not necessarily, because you've got the plaids and the marbles. So that is a really great item that you can get in the sale-a-bration catalog. So you open the book and there's several items that are level 1s, which you can get free with a $50 in product purchase. And then there's also level 2s that you can get at the $100 level. Now the Sending Love bundle, the stamp set and dies, you get the bundle and you qualify for the free designer series paper. So that is a really great benefit right now. It's going until the end of February, so you want to make sure you get your orders in. We are going to start out with a card base in Pool Party. It is your typical card base. It is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Now for this one, for the Z-fold, we have actually scored it at 2 1/8 and at 4 1/4. So in half, I'll show you. It's our usual in half. So for a Z-fold is really easy. So you just do your card base like normal, and then it folds back onto itself at half of that. So it's just, you have just a little Z right there. As you can see, that little Z there. So that's why they call it a Z-fold. Sometimes you have an extra piece and they call that a double Z, but today is just going to be the regular Z-fold. So we have our card base, and then we have some pieces that we've cut of our layers and our designer series paper. So, and I'm going to try to put these measurements in the description after the video. So this one, we have a 1 7/8 inch width of the designer series paper by 5 inches. And then we have another piece that's a little bit wider, and it is basically just a little over 2 1/16, but if you go by metric measurements, it comes out to be 5.3 centimeters. So on the paper trimmer, let me show you that. On our paper trimmer, you have the metric measurements at the top here, and then the imperial measurements down below. So you go 5 and then 1, 2, 3, and that's where you get your 5.3 centimeters. So 5.3 centimeters by 5 inches. And then our final one is 4 inches by 5 inches. So again, that was 1 7/8 by 5, 5.3 centimeters by 5, and 4 inches by 5. There are our designer series paper. And then our, this is strawberry slush. We have pool party and strawberry slush today with the white and gold. I have pieces that are going to give me just a little bit of a matted layer behind. And we want it to go all the way because we don't want to, I didn't want an extra gap because I wanted the continuity. Because if I had a gap there, that would kind of break that up. So I wanted the continuity that happens when you do it like this. So this piece, the strawberry slush, I think it is. No, sweet sorbet. It is sweet sorbet. Sorry. Strawberry slush was an old in color. This is the 2022 to 2024 in color group, and this is sweet sorbet. So this is 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And they're all going to be 5 1/4 inches. But then this one is basically, this is the same as the other one. So this is better in centimeters. This is 5.3 centimeters, or just a little past 2/16 by 5 1/4 inches. So that one's the same width as that middle panel. I'll show you here, the same width as that middle panel, but it is longer. So you have, you know, your border looks fairly continuous. We have a little bit of gap here because of the fold, but it looks pretty continuous there. So then our final piece is 4 1/8 inches by the 5 1/4 inches. So there we have it. Our sweet sorbet is 2 by 5 1/4, 5.3 centimeters by 5 1/4, which equals 2 1/16 plus just a hair. And then the 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. So there we have those pieces and these pieces. So it's going to be best to start with our layering pieces and kind of build our card from back to front, or maybe, you know, build our cake and then kind of put the icing on top. Hi everyone! So I'm glad you're here and working on watching. So hopefully, you know, my internet isn't the one that's acting up. And okay, it says my frame rate is too slow. How can I change my frame rate? I don't know how to change my frame rate. Well, maybe on playback it will be a little bit better. Hopefully it won't be too jerky. So here we have our pieces. And I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue, or green glue like people like to call it. And I'm going to use this so that I have a little bit of a wiggle room when I'm putting these layers together. So let's make sure, yes, this is the right piece. Okay, so I'm putting this one together first. making sure that I get it on that edge and getting an even border around. You want to be relatively particular with this. And then it's better, I think, to do the back one. And like I said, hopefully, I think my stream rate says it's too slow, so hopefully on replay it won't be a bad video. So this one, I need to have this one up next to it so that I can get them even in the same spot. Make sure they line up. And then we have our final piece, which is just going to have a border on the top and the bottom. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm using a different laptop. I don't know. Maybe that's making the difference. This one is going to be just a border on top and bottom. Make sure that this is lining up. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so we have everything together here. Now we're going to attach that to our card base. Now this needs to go right up against that fold. With an even border around. So right up against the fold. And then I'm going to put the back panel on. And put that right against the fold, and making sure that it's lining up with my front piece so that my borders are the same. And that looks pretty good. And now our final piece in the middle. Lining it up right against that fold. Let's get it going. Let's get it straight. So that it's lined up exactly. Okay, that looks pretty good. That is pretty good. So now we have our base. And hopefully, yeah, I might have lost a few people because my video is a little choppy right now. Let's really hope I don't have to re-record this. So now I have pieces that I have die cut. And this is the mailbox piece, this is the post, this is the letter, and this is the little flag. And it already has the holes cut for you, so you can use a little brad to attach this. They really thought this this die set out. So now you want to fold this, but you want to make sure that you get this edge lined up. That edge is lined up, and then there's another fold here that kind of goes backwards. But that one is going to go on the inside because it looks prettier that way. So that's how that folds up. So first we want to attach our flag. So our flag goes this direction, and it has the little holes. And we have the round and square brads. They come in white and black. And I'm going to use a little round white one to go with my white background here. So you line these two holes up. See, those two are lined. And then you put your little brad through. And then you want to open your prongs on your brad. You don't want it too tight because you want to be able to move that flag. Now we can go ahead and glue this edge down. You could also use probably a little bit of the tear and tape. The tear and tape might be just a hair too wide for this. That's why I think this is it's pretty good to use the green glue or the liquid glue. So we're just going to use the bone folder to make sure that stays down. Then we have our envelope, and it has score lines. Love it when it has the score lines. So it has the score lines for the envelope. And you can go ahead and you can use your bone folder to make those score lines crisp. Get all of those lines crisp. Then this will overlap. So if you put a little thin line of glue on your flap here, just a tiny line, not too much. If you're starting to get too much, just kind of thin it out with the tip. And if you leave it open, you could actually put a little teeny tiny note in there. Now, there's also dies that cut hearts out. So we have one that cuts a whole bunch of hearts out, and then we have a couple that do a larger heart. So this one, that's my larger heart right there. So I'm going to take this one out of my little container here. Use some tweezers. I found that tweezers can really be your friend. So let's turn that over. Whoop, my tip. So just a little dab right at the top of this heart. Just right there. And the reason I'm doing this is because I do want to keep it open just in case I might want to put a little teeny tiny note in there. So I'm actually not going to glue it together, but you could certainly glue it together so that it stays that way. But it will kind of stay in your mailbox like so. And if you tuck it in just a little bit further, it actually holds it together. So now we have that. We have our post, so we're going to be putting that together. And now we have our piece here. We are going to do some additional with our bone folder to make sure that we have a nice crisp creases there, so that it kind of lays a little nicer. Alright, I wanted this to just be popped up just a little bit, so I'm using my dimensionals on the back side. I love that it has this little, you know, the die cut makes these little indentions there, so it looks like wood. They really thought of everything on this stamp and die bundle. Then I'll go ahead and I'm going to use my take your pick tool because I like that pointed end, that piercing end, to take these papers off. Whoop. For those of you that come back and try the replay, I hope you make comments, and then I will go ahead and I will comment on your comments. Alright, oh, so thanks for hanging in here with me, Jackie. I'm glad I've got somebody on here. So then this is going to go on here about like so, just kind of on the post here. But I want to put some dimensionals on the back of this, so I need to know where they have to go. So I'm just going to put my finger here. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not going past that point. I don't want them too far down. And just one in the middle for good measure, so that we definitely won't have anything sagging on that card. Now get the little papers off again. Did they all come off? They did. Now, oh, we'll put that back in. So we're just kind of putting it at the top here of this post, kind of leaving an even border here and there. And nothing is showing, so that's good. I'm going to stick my little letter in there. Now I want to do some hearts. So we have a die that will cut several of these all at once. If I can get this out. They're tiny. I think there's 2 itty bitty ones here. There we go. We don't need that one. We just need these, I think. Yes, I think each one is like these 2 are hair difference, so they're all just a tiny bit smaller. This is an old embellishment container. Not all of our embellishments come this way anymore because we like the adhesive backed ones, but a few things like these brads come in these containers. So this is an old container that works really well to put the little pieces in. So we're going to turn that over. I'm going to turn all of them over, I think, because the glue is going to go on the back side. I could have gone ahead and done adhesive sheet on the back before I die cut this. Then it would have been a sticker, and that would have really worked out well, I think. So I'm just going to put all the glue on the back so it's all ready to go. Oh, hey, that one's sticking to me. So I'm going to put this one on first, and I don't know. I think I'm going to just put it here between those 2 gold hearts, and then I want the next size up, and I'm just going to put it kind of over here, and then the next size up. Gonna kind of put, oops, there it goes. Decide where I want it. And then the itty bitty, teeny tiniest heart. And it's gonna go kind of like that. So there we have our hearts, and we have our little letter coming out of our mailbox. Now we have one more thing. I've gone ahead to save time, because I knew it would take some time to put that all together, and I have stamped A Little Love from Me to You from this set, and then a matting piece of the pool party. So this is 1/2 inch by 3 5/8, and the little matting piece is 5/8 inch wide by 3 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those 2 together. Use this so I don't get too much glue on my fingers. Okay, turn that over. Now I just need a little bit more glue to attach this to my card. That is going to go down here at the bottom. And if I line it up right like this, try to get it straight, then when you close it, it says from me to you, but when you open it, it says a little love from me to you. So I hope you've liked this card. As always, you know, I generally have so many things in my stamping area. I'm sure I have something here that I didn't use that didn't belong. So, you know, just tell me what you thought I used that what you thought was on here that didn't belong in the comments. And then again, tell me what you think of this. This kind of a simple Z fold, but it makes a really fun card, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be Valentine's, but it works perfect for Valentine's Day. I'm going to put that there to kind of hold that down, or something there to kind of hold that down so that you can see that a little bit better. And thanks for watching. Thanks for watching if you were watching on replay, and don't forget to leave me comments. Until next time, bye.